Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the 18th Annual Miller College of Business Alumni Awards. I'm Steve Farish, Bryant Dean of the Miller College. I've been looking forward to this day for months because it's an opportunity to recognize our successful alumni and reflect on the college's many accomplishments. It's also a chance to reconnect with old acquaintances and to make new friends. Indeed, these lasting personal and professional relationships distinguish a Miller College of Business education. I want to thank you all for being here today. Thank you for your ongoing efforts to elevate this great university and to support our dedicated students. Many within the college's network of alumni and friends return to campus to impart wisdom or work alongside students through external partnerships. Will those alumni and community partners who have supported immersive projects, mentored students, or visited classes please stand? Thank you. Thank you for providing our students with experience, confidence, and connections. Miller College faculty and staff are assets that allow us to provide the programming and classes necessary for student success. They give our students the insights and the tools to excel after graduation. Will those members of our faculty and staff in attendance please stand to be recognized? Thank you. I now want to recognize my dedicated staff who have worked diligently to make this event successful. Tammy Estep, Senior Director of External Relations. J.J. Haney, Secretary to the Dean and Office Supervisor. Jennifer Keever, Secretary to the Associate Deans. Dina White, Events Coordinator for the Miller College of Business. I would now like to introduce the President of the University, Jeffrey Mearns, for his welcome to this event and welcome to campus.
Thank you, Dean, and good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to join you for this very special occasion and this special luncheon. You know, we've gathered this afternoon to recognize a deserving group of people. These are graduates of the Miller College of Business whose outstanding achievements, and along with these graduates, a couple of very special friends to the college and the university. These are women and men whose outstanding achievements are the manifestation of our university's mission to prepare our students to have fulfilling careers and to encourage, enable, and inspire them to lead meaningful lives. And so to all of you who are being honored, congratulations. These honors are well deserved. And I know that the professional attributes that define your success and the impact that you've had on other people, these attributes, your ambition, your innovation, your creativity, and your courage, these are the attributes that we want to instill in all of our students at Ball State. So please know that in addition to this honor, you serve as role models for our students. Last week, as many of you know, we also lost an extraordinary role model for the Miller College of Business and our university, Oz Nelson. Oz was a graduate who gave much of himself to our university and to this college through his time, his talents, and his very generous philanthropic support. So we often hear descriptions of people as a visionary leader. And we hear it so often that I fear from time to time it begins to dilute its meaning. But Oz Nelson was truly a visionary leader who dedicated his professional career, his entire professional career, to UPS. But before he helped revolutionize the logistics and supply chain industry, he was like almost all of the honorees today. He was a graduate of Ball State University. And some of you may already know this, but Oz graduated and began working at UPS just a few days after he received his degree at Ball State, a degree in business administration in 1959. He started that summer as a UPS as a customer service representative on the front line in an entry-level position. And over time, over several decades, he rose through nearly every division in that large company to become chairman and CEO of UPS, where he served from 1989 to 1996. Through hard work, education, and the support of his family and friends and classmates, Oz built a successful career that enabled him to influence the way the world ships packages today. And thanks to his leadership, UPS made major investments that improved its technological capacity and broadened its global impact. But then even more importantly, I think, when Oz retired from UPS, he dedicated his time to nonprofit work, time that amounted to what became a second career. And I think those of us who know the extent of his leadership are in awe of the many positions that he held. Among these prominent positions, Oz served as the National Director of the United Way. He was also the chair of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Foundation and the chair of the Annie E. Casey Foundation, the world's largest foundation dedicated to helping disadvantaged children. He also served on the Board of Trustees for the Carter Center, which is a non-governmental organization for which he worked closely with President Jimmy Carter. Oz was of great service to the nonprofit boards. He was on 17 of them. But Oz was particularly proud and was particularly generous in his service and his philanthropy to Ball State. He served as the member of our foundation for 12 years. He was on the committee as a board member for 3 of our capital campaigns, and he was a longtime member of the Dean's Executive Advisory Board here in the Miller College. Oz was inducted into the Miller College Hall of Fame in 1990 and received the Distinguished Alumni Award in 1991. In 2011, the President's Medal of Distinction, and in 2019, this college named the Logistics Center after Oz Nelson. He had a remarkable career. He had an ongoing impact on students and graduates. And last year, I had the opportunity to record a conversation with Oz, a conversation for my podcast called Our Call to Beneficence, and I know some of you listen to it regularly, right, Dan? I'm grateful for Oz that he made time for that conversation so that we could preserve for posterity his reflections about his Ball State experience, his career at UPS, and his passion for philanthropy. And if you've listened to any of my podcasts, you know that the last question that I asked Oz, the last question I ask all of my guests, is I ask, what does beneficence mean to you? And this is what Oz said. I look at beneficence as an opportunity to do more than maybe you would normally do, not just to pay back your good fortune, but to go beyond that, to set examples for others, and to encourage a better life for this world and all the people in it. To all of the honorees, to all of you in this room, I hope that after you leave today, in addition to this celebration, you will remember the words that Oz shared in that interview. Go beyond what is expected of you, not only in your career, but in sharing your gifts with others, with your family and friends, and with your neighbors and your colleagues. Because I believe in heeding this advice, heeding Oz's advice, I believe each one of us can be an example for other people in much the same way that Oz was an example, a role model, and an inspiration to so many people. So congratulations again to all of the award recipients. I appreciate your support, and I am proud that you are associated and graduates of Ball State University. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Mearns, for your comments, and especially thank you for your observations and your experiences with Oz Nelson, our very dear friend here in the Miller College of Business. Now, would you please join me in a moment of silence as we prepare for our meal? Thank you. We are serving lunch buffet style. The catering staff will release the tables in sequence, but we will begin with the award recipient table. So if the staff would begin releasing the tables. So please enjoy your meal, and we will resume the award ceremony in a little while. Thank you. Please continue to enjoy your meal or dessert as we begin the award presentations and recognize our honored guests. Our focus on alumni relationships distinguishes the Miller College of Business. We gain wisdom from those who preceded us, and through corporate partnerships, mentoring, and engagement, we support the next generation of Cardinals. Today, we recognize those alums whose support and accomplishments have helped to strengthen the reputation of the Miller College of Business. Their professional achievements inspire us, and their dedication to the community demonstrates that they are living commitments to Ball State's virtue of beneficence. I will begin the presentation of the 2023 Miller College of Business Awards with the Award of Achievement. These awards recognize Miller College alum who hold positions of responsibility and demonstrate professional success. Recipients are active Ball State University Alumni Association members and support the Miller College and Ball State through contributions to the Ball State Foundation. I will introduce each award recipient as they come up to the stage. We will start with Patricia Gamble Moore. Please make your way to the stage. Patricia graduated with a Bachelor of Management Information Systems degree in 1980 from Ball State University. She's a Senior Vice President and Indiana Market Manager of PNC Bank. Before her tenure at PNC, she worked as a consultant, Vice President, Client Services and Community Development for the Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership, and Vice President, Community Investment Officer of the Federal Home Loan Bank of Indianapolis. Patricia has numerous awards to her name, including the 2021 Hamilton County Leadership Academy Impact Award, was named to the 2020 Indianapolis Business Journal Women of Influence, and the 2018 Prosperity Indiana Michael Carroll Community Economic Development Leadership Award. Further, if that's not enough, Patricia is very active in her community. For example, she serves as the mayoral appointee to the Indianapolis Housing Trust Fund Advisory Committee, chair of the Second Helpings Board of Directors, and vice chair of the New Hope of Indiana Board of Directors. Patricia has been very active with the newly formed Miller Leadership Academy, a scholarship and support program in the Miller College of Business that focuses on supporting underserved students financially, academically, and holistically. Please join me in congratulating Patricia on her receipt of this Award of Achievement.
Thank you so much for this award. It's very humbling to be acknowledged for doing something that you love. And I get to work every day representing underserved communities, helping revitalize and address community needs such as food access, food insecurity, affordable housing, and economic development. I'm thankful to my employer, PNC, for giving me a platform to do this work. You know, as Steve Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. And as I think about my career and my life, Ball State was always in my orbit. My late brother, Larry, at the age of 16, lost his hearing overnight. He was about a senior in high school. He graduated and decided that he wanted to pursue his college education. This was back in the 70s, right, when there was no technology, nothing. But he decided to go to Ball State because he felt like they could help him get his degree. He graduated, became a deaf education major, computer programmer, and retired from the post office. And so I knew that I needed a place that was big enough so I felt like I was going somewhere from Peru, Indiana, but was small enough that I could feel safe. And Ball State provided that to me. Not only to me, but another brother and 4 nephews have all gone here. So I want to thank Ball State for creating opportunities for all of us to thrive and do what we love. And thank you again for this honor. And thank you lastly to my good friend Stephon Jones, who actually was my mentee when I was in college. Now he's my mentee, showing me how to be a good alumni. So thank you, Stephon. Thank you all.
My good friend, Stephon Jones, please make your way to the stage. Stephon is a 1985 Management Information Systems graduate. He is currently president of Alpha One Marketplace, a performance improvement consulting company. Stephon recently retired from corporate life as a sales executive for original equipment manufacturers and partners, minority dealer, and women retail business segments. In 2021, he celebrated over 40 years of service to the automotive industry, his country, and CDK Global. He even worked as a field supervisor, hurricane relief security team member after Hurricane Katrina and Rita. Stephon has received many honors, including the 30/500 Sales Legend for the Ford Motor Company. I always knew you was a legend. Stephon is an Army vet and served as a combat engineer. Among his decorations are 2 meritorious service medals and 3 Army Commendation medals. Stephon serves as president of the Ball State Black Alumni Council, Ball State Miller Leadership Academy Advisory Board, a SOAR program mentor, and secretary of the Ball State Alumni Council Executive Committee. He is a lifetime Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity member and a life member of Disabled American Veterans. Please join me in congratulating Stephon for receiving this award of achievement.
So good afternoon. I'm usually not very short of words, but I'm gonna keep it brief today. First of all, thank you everyone for coming up, and it's an honor to be here with all the honorees. And I see some legends that are out here, even though you don't think I know who you are, but I do, who come up here quite a bit. Someone asked me, man, you're up here quite a bit, and I measured it. I think I put over 3,000 miles traveling back and forth to Indianapolis, and I'm supposed to be retired. So what drives me to come back here? I would say our students. It is amazing just how bright they are, how inquisitive they are, and it's also amazing how much they suffered because of going through COVID and the social skills that they need. So I find myself being involved trying to be a mentor in every program that I could possibly be in. And after meeting this great gentleman, I think we were at a football game, and we were just talking about some ideas, and he had one. And I'm like, well, I'd like to be involved. And so he told me to come back up. And then, of course, he outranks me. So I had no choice but to be involved. But no, it was a great opportunity. The Miller Leadership Academy has been nothing. I think I've received more blessing than the students have. But they are just some talented students that come from the smallest towns, some I haven't even heard of before, to some cities. And you would think they would probably be just a little bit disadvantaged, but they're actually quite bright. They have jailed together the first class. We just welcomed our second class, and I'm even more excited now that we have 20 of the most outstanding business students. I think you would be very, very proud. So with that, then the reason why I'm trying to motivate other people, my mentor or my idol when I was growing up was Muhammad Ali. I grew up in Cincinnati, so that's not far from Louisville. My dad was born there, so he told me he could beat Ali, but I don't think so. But I could probably almost quote everything he had. But one thing that I noticed, especially in his latter life, someone asked him why he served. He said, service to others is the rent you pay for the room you have here on earth. And I just think that giving back to our students is the greatest gift that I can possibly give. After so many years in the automotive industry being blessed, I've got another one of my co-workers that I watched his family grow up as I was growing up. Just outstanding industry that's been great to me and my family, and all the great mentors that I have there. So thank you very much, Dean. It's always a pleasure.
Scott Morse. Please make. Scott is a 1987 entrepreneurship and small business graduate and co-founder of the LML Estate Management Company. He co-founded LML Estate Management and was awarded the Outstanding New Venture Plan his senior year at Ball State. Scott has grown his company into a regional-wide operation. Scott serves Ball State as the Entrepreneurship Center's Advisory Board President, Business Plan Evaluator, guest speaker, and student mentor. He's also generously assisted our entrepreneurship program by sponsoring our E-Day celebration for the class of 2022, making it one of the best celebrations for students yet. He's invested in Ball State, its students, and our community. Scott enjoys being part of a startup business in estate management, maintenance, commercial real estate, and medical devices, and is a board member of 4 startups. Scott has served on the Entrepreneurship Advisory Board for numerous years and currently serves as its chair. He's also a member of the Ball State University Bronze Giving Society. Please join me in congratulating Scott for this award.
Wow. First, I want to thank God for giving me the strength, the shoulders, and the fortitude to listen. For as they say, God gave us 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. So my typical 45-minute speech will be rather short today, especially since I saw that Robert Hecker was here and he was going to speak too. So you got to give his BS plenty of time. We have a lot of fun. Seriously though, almost every table in here I see somebody that I respect and I love. We don't do it ourselves. COVID's been tough for a lot of us, but we're here today with our Midwest values, with our cardinal spirit, with our humbleness, and yes, it's okay to say, with our pride. I'm proud of each and every one of our recipients today, and proud of each and every one of you, and I'm proud of those students that make the decision in high school to take that risk and come to Ball State University, the university that understands the value of relationships, hard work, and in the end, at commencement, it is about you, but after that, what are you going to do with that? That's what I think the students, the faculty, family and friends of Ball State University, all my mentors, that's what it's about. And I thank each of you, those that are here today, those that are not, and those to come, for being such a positive influence in my life and giving me the opportunity to continue on and be a great example, as many of you have for me in the past, and I hope to continue to do that in the future. So thank you very much.
Kevin O'Brien. Kevin earned a bachelor's in entrepreneurship management from Ball State in 1984. I'm starting to notice a trend here. Upon graduation, Kevin became president of O'Brien Leasing before becoming president of Tom O'Brien's Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Indianapolis. He's a partner of Pinhead's Family Entertainment Center with locations in Fishers and Brownsburg. Kevin is president of the Indianapolis Auto Trade Association and the Auto Dealers Association of Indiana. In addition to his trade association work, Kevin serves as president of Bishop Simon Brute College Seminary. Kevin is a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity and the Miller College Executive Advisory Board. Kevin hosts students at Pinheads on learning journeys in the entrepreneurship program and is an E-Day participant. Please join me in congratulating Kevin for receiving his Award of Achievement.
Well, thank you, Dean, and good afternoon, all in this room. I'm honored and humbled to accept this Award of Achievement. I would like to express my gratitude to Ball State University, Miller College of Business. First and foremost, I want to thank my family over here at table 4, my daughter Heather, my son Kevin, and my beautiful wife, Teresa, who I met here at Ball State. And I also want to thank my friends and support and encouragement. Their belief in me and constant motivation has been instrumental in my success. I'm grateful and I'm blessed for their presence in my life. Also, I want to pay special thanks to Sigma Chi fraternity here at Ball State for instilling time management skills, which I use today. Additionally, a strong network, including lifelong friends. I want to acknowledge my colleagues and team members in the automobile dealership and also Pinheads, who have been pillars of strength in my life. I'm also indebted to my Ball State University teachers specifically, and I'm going to name a couple, Professor Jim Necessary, who was involved with business management, and I quote, "Positive attitude is the major requirement for having a successful life." And also Professor Don Kratko, entrepreneurship, who I was blessed to have as a professor, obviously. Determination, passion, and tenacity is meanings for success. Their wisdom, guidance, and valuable insights have shaped my professional growth and inspired me to constantly strive for excellence. Ball State University and the Miller College of Business has helped assemble a flight plan which allowed me to fly. For that, I'm forever grateful. Thank you once again for this honor, and I accept this award with gratitude and a renewed commitment to making a meaningful contribution in my fields. Thank you.
Jeff Papa. Jeff is a 1999 Master of Arts in Economics graduate from Ball State, holds a BS in Economics and Russian, a JD and LLM in Law and Intellectual Property, and a PhD in Educational Administration. I think we need to recruit him to the faculty. He is currently Chief of Staff and General Counsel for the Indiana Senate. Before working for the Senate, Jeff was a partner at Barnes and Thornburg. He's also served as mayor of the town of Zionsville and its town council president. Jeff has received numerous awards, including the 2018 Indiana State Bar Association's Community Service Award, the 2017 Sagamore of the Wabash by Governor Holcomb, and a 2016 Indianapolis Bar Association Distinguished Fellowship Award. He's deeply committed to his community, and in addition to his community service, he is a trustee of the Rose Holman Institute of Technology and a member of the Mensa Foundation Board of Trustees. Jeff has been deeply involved with the Department of Economics Advisory Board and with our students. He helps coordinate internships to the Senate for each year with our students. These efforts have helped several students begin careers in public service and politics. Jeff also takes time to talk with our students during our annual dialogue days and the various departmental events. So please join me in congratulating Jeff for his achievement of this award. Thank you.
Somebody at our table during lunch here asked me what I most remembered about my time here, and thanks for that question, because I just happen to have a picture of it. And this is a picture of me in WB 144, and I had everything I needed to be in the business school. I had statistical analysis software running, I had 2 liters of caffeine, and I had a stack of Wall Street journals on the floor. But I think the Arnold Schwarzenegger poster was probably optional. I thought about all the wonderful things I could say about Ball State and the Miller College of Business, and there's a long list. But as I kept thinking about it, I kept coming back to 2 people, Dr. Tong Lu and Dr. Cecil Bohannon. I wouldn't have been able to complete my master's degree without their guidance and assistance, and they've continued to be mentors and partners in everything since, including finding opportunities for current and future students. So I really appreciate both of those. Many people, but those 2 in particular really pulled me through and taught me a lot here. I've taken courses or taught at over a dozen universities, and I have to say Ball State really stands out as a place where students aren't just a number. They're actually important, and it's student-centered, and that's the point, right? To be here for the students. That sets Ball State and Miller College of Business apart. And I hope that's still true because both my daughters are here today for Admitted Student Day, so I would hold everybody to that. But thank you for the award. Appreciate it.
We will now present our awards of distinction. These awards honor Miller College of Business alums who demonstrate outstanding professional success and dedicate themselves as civic leaders. Recipients are active members of Ball State's Alumni Association and show loyalty, support, and leadership on behalf of the Miller College of Business. Kathy Arbuckle. Kathy. Kathy is a 1980 graduate, earning her Bachelor of Science in Accounting from the Miller College. While starting in public accounting, Kathy rose through the ranks of several healthcare organizations, becoming Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Bon Secours Health System until her retirement in 2014. At Bon Secours, she led its financial recovery from the economic recession and market collapse of 2007-2008. Kathy learned early on that success comes from those who work hard and treat others with respect. She realized that the hardest of challenges could be the most rewarding. She recalls the challenges and rewards of her accounting classes with Dr. Parkinson and Dr. Arndt. Kathy is a member of several boards of directors, including Bon Secours, Mercy Health in Cincinnati, Ohio, and St. Luke's Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. She's a Healthcare Financial Management Association Fellow. Kathy was named in 2014 to Becker's Healthcare Top 24 CEOs to Know list. Kathy is a member of the Miller College Executive Advisory Board, has served as a panelist during dialogue days, serves on the board of the Ball State University Foundation, and is a member of the Ball State University Gold Giving Society. Please join with me in recognizing Kathy as a Miller College of Business Award of Distinction winner.
Okay, there's always this part. So, everyone who's up here today has this feeling, I know, how do you condense this into 2 minutes of appreciation? And it can't be done. So I will skip over a lot, but one of the nice things about an event like this is it gives you time to reflect. And I reflect back to in the 70s, where a 17-year-old Missy Arbuckle came to Ball State, shy, timid, didn't even think she could make the grades, and then experienced so much. Good academics, scholarship, hard work, and my God, Terry Arndt, I thought I'd never get through those classes, but it was all worth it because the harder the work, the better the payoff. Social organizations, relationships with the deans, with the department heads, with the faculty. You could really lean in, and the undergraduate fellow program gave me more opportunities to get engaged. And at the end of those 4 years, I walked away with an introduction to a career that has brought me so many joys. I can't even begin to express the joys of life, and it was from that beginning. And more than that, it gave me an outlook on life where the more you lean in, the more you do, the more you're around people, the more you're going to enjoy life. And it's just been something that can never be repaid. And what's really the best part of it is when you come back to campus and you see this work continues and continues. You see the campus itself with the buildings going up and then the old buildings coming down. Green space is expanded. It's got a beautiful, it's been beautified. It's got structure. It's just gorgeous. And that's the outside appearance. On the inside, when you know what programs are advancing, and we just had a phenomenal meeting this morning about the SOAR program, and there are so many to name, but that SOAR program is giving the same thing to these students that I experienced, but it's in classrooms of freshman level, sophomore level, on, and it's not just what I experienced, but it's also their mental health and communications and relationships and mentorships. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And I mean, my second year, I still hadn't found the LA Pittenger building, so it's amazing the kind of support that is being given so that these folks can graduate with such tremendous achievement, and it makes me so proud. It really does. So I want to, as others do, you can't get an accounting grad up here who won't want to give recognition to Paul Parkinson. And for those of you who never had Paul in class, Paul was magic in class. He made accounting one big fat juicy apple that everybody wanted a bite of it because it was just going to be so great. And it was. And he not only was in the classroom, he was out of the classroom. He helped you with recruitment, made you introductions to some of the firms. So it's been an inspiration forever. I could thank so many other people, but I want to recognize Tony Smith, who also helped me through my career at E&Y, and more importantly, brought me back to campus so I could become more of an engaged alum, and I'm grateful to you, Tony. And I want to thank President Mearns, who had to step out. I know you can just see how this campus is exploding with excitement and advancement in every direction. He's on campus, he's off campus, in Indiana, he's out of Indiana, he's everywhere. And he's just done a phenomenal job, as has the whole organization. And I want to finish with, of course, Dean Ferris. As you see, this college has advanced in his tenure. Dean Ferris, you have so much to be proud of. So much has been accomplished, and we appreciate all of that. I have one last thing, and that is, as I said, we reflect. So I had some old boxes out, and now you're all going to want to buy this from me, and it's not for sale. It's the Weidinger Business Building, Ball State University, Dedication Day, March 5th, 1980. And that was one of the best days of my life on campus, and it still is. I still think that building shines very well. It holds up to the rest of the campus, but I'm going to keep this in my pocket unless Brenda wants to use it for some fundraising thing. And then, otherwise, I want to thank you all. I feel undeserving, but thankful, and as we'd say in my career of Catholic healthcare, amen to that. Thank you.
I must say, Kathy, on behalf of my faculty, we will not be opposed to a new building, though. Robert Hecker. Robert graduated from Ball State in 1985 with a bachelor's in entrepreneurship and small business. 96. Okay, heir to my script. So noted. Robert is a distinguished alumnus who has given back to the Entrepreneurship Center and Miller College of Business in many ways over the years. Robert started his own company, Tri-Phase Technologies, after winning the Outstanding New Venture Plan Award in 1996. See, we got that there. During his senior year at Ball State, his business, a high-end home theater company, has grown to be one of the top companies of its kind in the country. He's worked with many prestigious clients, including music artists and professional athletes. But Robert has never lost the drive, ambition, and character that has grown Tri-Phase to its current prominence. A longtime Miller College Entrepreneurship Advisory Board member, Robert has served as a mentor and business plan evaluator for many of our students over the last 20 years. He and his wife, Shana, sponsored and hosted our E-Day celebration for the class of 2022 and made it our best celebration yet. Robert and Shana also generally donated and designed our new entrepreneurship lab, the Tri-Phase Tech Lab on the second floor of the college. And if you've not been to our college and seen it, I would encourage you to do so while you're here. We're thankful for Robert's love of our entrepreneurship program, his passion for our students, and his drive to give back to the Ball State community. Thank you, Robert.
Well, I'd first like to thank Ball State, the Miller College of Business, and the Entrepreneurship Program. Secondly, I'd like to thank my good friend, Scott Morris, and this gentleman right here, the Hall of Famer, Larry Metzing, for ensuring that I'm not going to be the smallest man in this room. Okay. I started my entrepreneurial career at the age of 14 and learned a lot about business, marketing, merchandising, how to read P&Ls, a lot of valuable information. At that time, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. So when it came time to go to school, I assumed that I was going to IU, I was going to attend the Kelley School of Business, and that was it. But a family friend of mine who I admire and appreciate said, if you're thinking about business, you should consider Ball State. They have a great business program, nationally ranked entrepreneurship, and so I went home that night and I said, Mom, Dad, I'm going to Ball State. So if I would have known how much that decision changed the direction of my life, I would have been amazed. Ball State, it was intimate. The professors were willing to help. One example, I'd been out of school at least 15 years, and I saw a finance professor, Dr. Puttaswamy, at Meyer one night. And I said, hey, Dr. Puttaswamy, I was one of your students way back when, might even been more than 15 years. And he says, oh yeah, you were the guy that always came in for all that extra help. So just an example of the great intimate environment here, close-knit. I do feel like maybe I would have been lost in the shuffle going to IU. After graduating from the program, this gave me the energy and the desire and the burning desire to start my business right out. And immediately, day one, I could tell that I'd had a very valuable education at Ball State, and still to this day, I feel the same way. It's been an honor to be part of the program after graduation. It's been really exciting to see a few of the students that I've mentored that have gone on to start great businesses and successful. I am an absolute sucker and I have a soft spot for hardworking, young, entrepreneurs. So in closing, I appreciate everything this school and program has done for me. It's made a major impact in my life, and I will do everything I can to help, continue the success of the young students in the program. So thank you.
We need like multiple mics here. Gary Hobson, would you please make your way to the stage? Gary earned his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Industrial Education and Technology in 1973. Gary spent 45 years in every aspect of operations and supply chain management. In 2018, Gary retired after 20 years as Executive Vice President of Supply Chain for Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. He has served as Executive Vice President of Supply Chain since the company's spinoff in May of 2008. Gary, in his role as Executive Vice President Supply Chain, led his company's efforts to build a world-class supply chain. Gary aided the transition team during the Keurig and Dr. Pepper merger, and then retired from the company as an avid Ball State and Indy race car fan. Snapple was the main sponsor of the Mario Andretti race car. After retirement, Gary and his wife Brenda continued to sponsor Andretti's car. In addition to his distinguished career, Gary has been a recipient of numerous awards, including an International Development Award from the United States Department of State, the Tennessee Associate Executive Continuous Improvement Award, and the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award finalist. Gary and Brenda have established a Ball State Scholarship and are donors of the Winchester Community Development. Gary is a volunteer for the Military Support Foundation. Please join me in recognizing Gary with the Miller College of Business Award of Distinction.
I'll keep mine brief. I think Daniel needs a few extra minutes at the end here, so. Thank you, Dean Ferris. And congratulations to all the honorees today. I mean, quite a different group of people. I don't know about you, but I drove every day of the week, 50 miles a day for 5 years to come back and forth to Ball State. I had a job, so I had to get home every day. So my only expectation of Ball State back then was to, when I got out, was to get my degree and have them send me my final parking violation bill, which was numerous. So when they were telling us here yesterday that there was going to be some parking problems, I mean, I just kept having flashbacks. I mean, 15 here, 20 here, you know. So it's, I got through it. So this award is very special to me. I want to thank my wife, Brenda. She's put up with a lot. I traveled, almost every day of the week for 45 years, 7 million miles. So she's trying to catch up with me now. She has some of her own travel plans that don't include me. And when I retired, it really did impact Brenda the most. And believe me, she's still adjusting today. But most of that is actually centered on me. So I'm getting there. So you heard I spent 45 years in supply chain. And many of those years, a lot of people had no clue what supply chain was. So it was not a household term. But I do want to thank the pandemic. They certainly brought focus to supply chain. And I'm here to tell you today that supply chain did solve the toilet paper issue. But finally, I'd really like to thank Ball State for my education. And I'd also like to thank the thousands of people that worked in my organizations. they really made me successful, and that's really why I'm here today. So thank you.
Dick Poppy. Dick, why don't you? Kim, come on. Kim, come on up, please, for the photo. I did tell Dick I was going to invite Kim up, so. Dick is a 1974 political science graduate with minors in economics and sociology. Importantly, Dick met his wife Kim at Ball State. Dick has worked in nonprofit associations in the insurance industry, starting in Indianapolis, then California. He finally served as president and CEO of Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers of New York. After his retirement in 2017, Dick founded his own consulting firm. He provides governance and strategic planning counseling to small organizations, primarily not-for-profit, mission-focused, and trade organizations. Dick was a member of numerous professional organizations, including the American Society of Association Executives in Washington, D.C., and the Empire State Society of Association Executives, including a term as chairman of the board. Dick has received multiple honors, including the Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers of America Jeff Yates Lifetime Achievement Award in 2015, and the 2007 Empire State Society of Association Executive Distinguished Member of the Year Award. Dick was also awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2016 by the Long Island Insurance Agents Insurance Trade Association. Dick is a 2012 Ball State Miller College of Business Award of Achievement recipient as well. Dick has been actively involved with the Miller College, serving on its executive advisory board, most recently as co-chair of the Miller College Campaign Committee, and serving as a SOAR mentor and Dialogue Days speaker. And I'd also just like to say, Dick is also, I've also been a mentee of Dick as a new dean here, as he showed me the ropes with the Executive Advisory Board, and I'm eternally in your debt for that, Dick. He and his wife, Kim, also have a scholarship fund for Miller College of Business students and make a point to meet with their student recipients on a regular basis. So thank you, Dick, and join me in a round of applause for his award.
That's become a pretty familiar noise, I think, here. So thanks, Dean Ferris. I don't really know where to start, but I will say that when we got our little prompting about speaking, they said, make it be kind of like an Academy Award acceptance speech. But then they said 2 minutes. And I've never heard an Academy Award acceptance speech for 2 minutes. So, but I will try to keep it as close to that as I can. God's blessed me in so many ways, and Ball State is one of the most significant blessings I've been given. And a big part of that is this young lady right here who I met at Ball State. And I will say that the experience that Kim and I have had in being involved with Ball State has just been tremendous. 15 people in Kim's family have gone to Ball State. Her mom and dad, her mom was a cheerleader, her dad was a football player. They met here, and when Kim and I decided to get married just 2 months after I had had my first date with her, she called her mom. She didn't have the nerve to tell her mom in person that we were getting married, but she called her mom and told her what was going on. And so her mom was on the phone. Her dad was kind of in the background. And after it was over, her dad, Jim Parks, said, well, what did you say to her? And her mom said, well, what could I say? We eloped when we were that age, so I had nothing to say. But I've been so lucky in so many ways. Ball State really created my career. I was an intern in the Indiana State Senate back in 1973, and that's really what kind of launched me into my lifetime passion of working for not-for-profit trade associations. There are so many people that I should thank and want to thank, and I'm sure I will miss some. But in addition to Kim, Dean Ferris, Brenda, Brian, I think you've already heard about or recognized J.J. Henne and Dina White and Jennifer Keever and Tammy Estep. I know they're all here. They've been so helpful to us in all that we do at Ball State. And when I think about my experience here, and several of the speakers before me have said this, it's really the students that put the students are who put the wind under our wings and the warmth in our heart. And I think each of us that are involved with Ball State have that as our primary reason. And I've been very lucky to have mentored 3 students so far in the SOAR program. And I want to introduce you to one who's here because she may be somebody that you could help in some point. But Maddie Hare, would you stand up, please, and be introduced? Maddie is... She's an entrepreneur major, but she started out last year in music education, and it just wasn't fitting, so she has come over to the entrepreneurship program. But her passion is to start a coffee house that has music performance spaces and areas for people in music to practice. So if any of you are looking for a good investment, I can tell you Maddie would be it. But let me just conclude by saying that Ball State has been, for me, the thread woven throughout my life and have created the fabric of my life. And I'm just so grateful to Ball State and to what it's meant to me. Thank you.
We have a different award here in terms of our Distinguished Partner Award. This award, selected by the Bryant Dean of the Miller College of Business, allows the Miller College to recognize an organization or individual that has made a significant impact on the college and its students. These organizations and individuals provide meaningful learning opportunities for our students through applied projects, internships, or full-time employment. These award recipients personify partnerships for the students, faculty, and staff, and serve as visible champions for the Miller College of Business and for Ball State University. Wade and Monica Connor, please make your way to the stage. Monica Connor is a graduate of Butler University with a degree in international management. Monica's dedication and discipline are admirable. She's an accomplished middle and long-distance runner, as demonstrated by her 25 national championship wins as a Hungarian national champion. Wade Connor holds a Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Indiana University and an MBA from the State University of New York. Wade has a CPA license in New York, is a Kentucky Colonel, and is a U.S. patent holder. Stefan, I think he outranks both you and me. Together, they are founders of Trinity Metals, a high-level recycling company. Using state-of-the-art automated technology, scrap metals that would otherwise be sold to overseas countries can be processed by hand and is sorted and resold domestically. We are here today to honor their partnership with the Miller College of Business. Wade and Monica are longtime benefactors of Ball State University. The Connors have honored Wade's grandparents by growing the Ball State University Scholarship Fund they established in 2008, And today, through another gift, they've increased their scholarship to $1 million. Their philanthropy has not stopped there. In honor of a donation to the Miller College, a namespace was dedicated as a Trinity classroom in the business building. They continue their involvement by being the exclusive sponsor of the Spring Student Organization Fair. And at the organization fair, that's where the students get to pie professors in the face. So if you want to come back to campus, it's worth seeing that. And they also sponsor the Dialogue Days luncheon each fall. Trinity Metals employs 7 to 8 Ball State alums in leadership positions, and we love that. So please help me recognize and show gratitude to Monica and Wade Connors as distinguished partners of the Miller College of Business.
I'll be brief. A lot of things in life don't go as planned. My grandparents came to Muncie in the mid-1950s from Indianapolis, and they built a company called Connor Chevrolet. The success of this business became the foundation of the success for the Connor family for the next 4 generations. I'm one of the beneficiaries of that success. It is the spring from which this scholarship fund also originally flowed. U.S. dollars earned in Muncie from Muncie citizens that were wisely stewarded by my grandparents for over 50 years and then reinvested in Muncie at Ball State. They could have bought a house in Florida. They could have given the money to their children. They could have given the money to Purdue, or they could have given the money to Louisiana State University. They gave it to you. Just as Connor Chevrolet was the spring that fed my grandparents' scholarship fund, it is the dedicated work of the staff of Trinity Metals, many of whom who are Ball State grads, and a few of whom are here today, that have made it possible for us to strengthen and grow this fund. Thank you. We could not do it without you. The Connor Scholarship Fund, originally it's William and Maud Ames Scholarship Fund, but I'm going to use Connor just to keep it brief because it's a mouthful. The Connor Scholarship Fund is a legacy fund that is intended to last long beyond all of us in this room. It is set up so that the fund distributes a portion of the income to scholarships, and a portion is retained to increase the capital going forward in the future. Scholarships granted from our fund are divided into 2 parts, and this was at the will of my grandparents. 50% of the earnings of the fund go to fine art students, and 50% go to Miller School of Business students. The original capital contribution from my grandparents to the fund in 2007 was $545,000. Since 2007, nearly $120,000 in scholarships have been awarded, impacting 75 different students. The Fine Arts Scholarship is awarded $59,500, 57 total awards to 45 unique students. The Miller School of Business Scholarship is awarded $57,369.04. 33 total awards to 30 unique student recipients. It's really an honor to be here. I was very close to my grandparents. I was adopted when I was 7 months old, and I really feel that we were raised to give back to the communities where we earn our living. And my wife and I appreciate the opportunity to be with you here today, and we'd like to thank the Dean and all of Ball State for welcoming us. Thank you.
Miller College Hall of Fame Award is our most prestigious award and is awarded to those alumni who hold position of distinction in business, government, or academia and demonstrate exceptional professional success. Recipients are significant, loyal supporters of Ball State, and they are recognized as civic leaders. They are among our most prominent graduates. Their pictures hang in a Molinaro Hall of Fame conference room, dedicated in memory of the parents of Dawn Molinaro, an executive advisory board member who's receiving the award today. Dan? Dan earned his Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Ball State in 1968. He is retired as Chief Financial Officer for Now, Inc., a global drilling equipment distributor that provides maintenance, repair, and operating supplies for the global energy and industrial markets. Dan serves as chairman of Casa de Esperanza Foundation, which provides emergency and voluntary foster placements for infants and young children. He's a member of the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston Investment Pension Committee and has led multiple top 5 United fundraising campaigns for the National Oil Well Varco. Having served many years on a Miller College Executive Advisory Board, Dan is also a Ball State University Carilion Giving Society member. Dan is grateful for being able to acknowledge his family. He's endowed the Miller College of Business Faculty Fellowship Program in the name of his brother, Father Ken Molinaro, and a scholarship in the name of his brother Joe and his wife, Mary Speck. He's also previously funded the Hall of Fame, as I mentioned, conference room in our business school building, which is used for a variety of purposes also on a daily basis. Dan, we are grateful for your support and honored to call you a graduate of our college. Your achievements elevate the status of a Miller College education and inspire our students. We're so very grateful that you and your family and Barb are here today to join in this celebration and to recognize this award. And please join me in a round of applause for Dan and Barb.
You're right, Brenda, that's pretty heavy. Thank you, Dean Ferris. And I'd like to first acknowledge my family here. This is the rowdy table up front here. My wife, Barbara, she's my Gary girl. Been on my side 54 years. Excuse me. Barb's sister, Mary Ann Milich, and her husband, Andy, came down from Crown Point. Thanks for traveling from the rowdy region. And my long-time Ball State buddy, classmate, Denny Harris, almost 60 years we've been together. He came from Oklahoma City with his wonderful wife, Linda. And when you hear the better half, they really mean it with Linda. So at times like these, that you get these special treatments, having family and close friends with you really makes it memorable. So thanks for being here. It was honored to have President Mearns here today. He had to step out, but it was nice having him here. He made comments about Oz, and it reminded me of the podcast. Hopefully, a bunch of you heard it. He did a podcast with Oz about 45 minutes, 6 months ago or so. And I remember after listening to it, I contacted President Mearns because I says, you know, it's a great interview, but Oz didn't talk about his family. And to me, you should be talking about your family all the time. And President Mearns says, well, we had about 3 hours of tape from Oz, and we had to distill it down. So I called Oz and said, you know, that was a great presentation, but I was a little concerned, you know, I'm curious about your family. You have your kids, I heard your grandson goes here. And so then he spoke for 45 minutes to me about his family. And I mentioned to President Mearns as he was leaving, I said, you ought to consider replaying that podcast again for everybody now that he just died. And he said, that's a good idea, he may think about it. But 4.5 years ago, when we dedicated the Molinaro Hall of Fame room to my parents, I never, ever thought I'd be able to be included in the men and women on the wall. I mean, Gary, your father, you know, Dick's wife Kim, her father's there. She points it out to me all the time. That's my dad. He's up there. And some great people up there. So I never thought I would be part of that. The updating the business school was Dean Jen Bott's dream, her vision. And we were here, I think Denny and a bunch of us were here, and we talked to her, and she mentioned that dream, and next thing you know, Brenda's visiting me. And we did the room. But Dean Ferris, you've continued to advance the Miller College and the things you tried to do or have done, including getting your enforcer, Brenda Davis, to get me to help with your Faculty Fellows program.
Yes.
That we launched in the name of my brother, Father Ken Molinaro. He's up at Notre Dame in South Bend right now. And Dean, I know you're moving on, but you've done some remarkable things here. When I think of the executive education, the SOAR program, you've done some things for the Miller College that the university has taken from the Miller College, and now those programs are being spread through all of the university. They recognize the valuable asset that it is. And your in-flight program we heard about today again, your leadership. So you know, we're grateful for you, and as you and Madonna move on, I know your brother lives near us in Houston, so maybe we'll see you. We can talk about your Steelers, but wish you best wishes. But thanks for all you've done for the Miller College. I feel honored to get this award and proud to be with Ball State. And Tammy in the back of the room, she was kind of threatening us. Is she still back there? I don't know. But she told us 1 or 2 minute Academy Award type speeches. And before the music starts or Will Smith that runs up on the stage, I will step back and just say thank you. Thank you.
The 18th Annual Miller College of Business Alumni Awards program is now concluded, but feel free to mingle and continue to make connections in the network. Award recipients, your work isn't done. Tammy told me you have to return to the stage for a group photo. It's kind of like a wedding. You know, the photos just never end. I remind the advisory boards that many will reconvene for an afternoon session. The college executive advisory board will reconvene, you know, around 2:15 or, you know, in a few moments. Kind of squishy there when we actually get started back. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the achievements and the dedication of these inspiring alums. And what about another final round of applause for our award winners? While on campus, we encourage you to explore the ever-changing landscape of our beautiful university. Springtime's a wonderful time here on campus. Campus does an outstanding job of the beautification of it, so I encourage you to look around. If you'd like to return to a class, mentor a student, or partner with one of our many immersive learning activities, please let us know. There's faculty contacts. All my department chairs are here. I'm here. Joel's here, Andy's here, so there's someone here from Miller College of Business. If you want to reconnect and engage in some way, let us know and we'll find a way to connect you. Again, thank you and enjoy the rest of the day here on the Ball State campus, wherever your travel takes you. Thank you.